A reading from the book of Genesis. Now Sarai, the wife of Abram, had not conceived children, but having an Egyptian handmaid named Hagar, Sarai said to her husband, "Behold, the Lord has closed me so that I would not bear. Enter to my handmaid, so that perhaps I may receive sons of her at least." And when he agreed to her supplication, she took Hagar the Egyptian, her handmaid, 10 years after they had first lived in the land of Canaan, and she gave her to her husband as a wife. And he entered to her, but when she saw that she had conceived, she despised her mistress. And Sarai said to Abram, "You have acted unjustly against me. I gave my handmaid into your bosom, who, when she saw that she had conceived, held me in contempt. May the Lord judge between me and you." And Abram responded to her by saying, "Behold, your handmaid is in your hand to be used as it pleases you." And so, when Sarai afflicted her, she fled away. And then the angel of the Lord found her near a fountain of water in the wilderness, which is on the way to Shur. And he said to her, "Hagar, handmaid of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" And she answered, "I am fleeing from the face of my mistress Sarai." And the angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and humble yourself under her hand." And again he said, "I will multiply your offspring exceedingly, and they will not be numbered because of their multitude." And thereafter he said, "Behold, you have conceived, and you will give birth to a son, and you shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has heard your affliction. He will be a wild man, his hand will be against all, and all hands will be against him. And he will live opposite all his brothers." And Hagar bore a son to Abram, who called his name Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar gave birth to Ishmael for him.
Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. For his mercy endures forever. Who can tell the mighty deeds of the Lord, or proclaim all his praises? Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Blessed are they who observe what is right, who do always what is just. Remember us, O Lord, as you favor your people. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Visit me with your saving help, that I may see the prosperity of your chosen ones. Rejoice in the joy of your people, and glory with your inheritance. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Not all who say to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter into the kingdom of heaven, but whoever does the will of my Father who is in heaven, the same shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. For many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and perform many powerful deeds in your name. And then will I profess to them, I have never known you. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Therefore, everyone who hears my words and does them shall be compared to a wise man who built his house upon the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods arrived, and the winds blew, and they rushed against that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. And everyone who hears my words and does not do them shall be like a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods arrived, and the winds blew, and they rushed against that house, and it fell, and great was its ruin. And it happened that, when Jesus had completed these words, the crowds were astonished at his doctrine, for he was teaching them as one who has authority, and not like their scribes. Join us for today's reflection. Your friend who had the perfect marriage, perfect career, perfect Instagram feed, until it all imploded in 6 months. The colleague who seemed to have it together, volunteered at church, posted inspirational quotes, then got arrested for embezzlement. The influencer whose brand was authenticity and mental health, who just went into rehab for the 3rd time. We're living through an epidemic of beautifully constructed lives collapsing without warning. People who looked like they had figured out the secret to success, happiness, and purpose are discovering that their entire foundation was made of quicksand. The scariest part isn't that bad things happen to good people. The scariest part is that successful, competent, well-intentioned people can spend decades building their lives on assumptions that turn out to be completely wrong. You can have the right career, right relationship, right beliefs, right habits, and still watch everything crumble because you built it all on the wrong foundation. You can be smart, hardworking, and sincere, and still end up with rubble where your life used to be. What Jesus describes isn't a parable about ancient construction techniques. It's a warning about modern life engineering. Most of us are building our security, identity, and purpose on foundations that feel solid but can't actually support the weight of real crisis. Your foundation might be your performance. As long as you achieve enough, earn enough, impress enough people, you'll be okay. Until the day you can't perform anymore, and suddenly you don't know who you are. Your foundation might be other people's approval. As long as you're liked, accepted, validated, you feel valuable. Until the day the crowd turns and you realize your self-worth was always at their mercy. Your foundation might be control. As long as you can manage your circumstances, predict outcomes, avoid surprises, you feel safe. Until life delivers the unmanageable, unpredictable, unavoidable crisis that reveals how little you actually control. Your foundation might even be your religious activity. As long as you serve enough, pray enough, follow enough rules, God will take care of you. Until the day faithfulness doesn't protect you from suffering, and you discover your faith was really just spiritual transaction management. The rock Jesus talks about isn't a religious concept. It's the recognition that only one foundation can actually support a human life under pressure: the character of God. Not your understanding of God, not your performance for God, not your negotiation with God, just the simple reality that God is who He says He is. This foundation doesn't prevent storms, it survives them. It doesn't make life predictable, it makes life sustainable. It doesn't guarantee your plans will work out. It guarantees that when your plans fall apart, you won't fall apart with them. Abraham and Sarah thought they were being practical when they engineered their own solution to God's delayed promise. They weren't being rebellious, they were being efficient. They saw a problem, identified resources, executed a plan. By every business school metric, they were model problem solvers. What they discovered is that when you try to accomplish God's purposes through human engineering, you create problems that are worse than the original problem. Their solution created a family dynamic so toxic that it's still causing international conflict thousands of years later. The foundation that can support a human life isn't your ability to solve problems, avoid difficulties, or manage outcomes. It's the simple trust that God's character remains constant regardless of your circumstances, your performance, or your understanding. This trust doesn't require you to be passive or irresponsible. It requires you to build your identity, security, and purpose on something that can't be taken away by economic recession, relationship failure, health crisis, or any other external force. Most people discover the quality of their foundation only during collapse. The job loss reveals whether your identity was built on career success. The breakup reveals whether your worth was built on someone else's love. The health scare reveals whether your security was built on control and predictability. The wise person doesn't wait for collapse to test their foundation. They regularly ask, what am I really building my life on? What would happen to my sense of identity, purpose, and security if my circumstances dramatically change tomorrow? The goal isn't to become invulnerable to difficulty. The goal is to build on a foundation that can support you through difficulty, that can give you identity beyond your achievements, security beyond your circumstances, and purpose beyond your plans. When the storms come, and they will come, you'll discover whether you built your life on rock or sand. Better to discover it now and rebuild than to wait for the collapse to teach you.